Let's talk about probiotics. Probiotics are bacteria that have been dehydrated and put into capsules or drinks or powders. Why would you want to take bacteria? Well, you have to understand that bacteria is a key part of normal human physiology. In fact, your GI tract from your stomach all the way down to your colon, but mainly in your colon and lower, small intestine, is filled with bacteria. There's about 100 trillion bacterial cells in your GI tract, and they're normal, they're healthy. In fact, you need them. If you lose those healthy bacteria, you're in big trouble. Now, some bacteria do some things, others do other things, and you need the right balance of bacteria to maintain normal function. In fact, if you take antibacterials, let's say you have a sinus infection or some other infection, you take antibiotics. It's common that those antibiotics will kill some of those gut bacteria, and then you get an overgrowth of a nasty bacteria, a very common condition in hospitals called C. diff. It stands for C. difficile, which is a kind of bacteria. And if you have too much of that, it can cause all sorts of problems. So the point is you need healthy bacteria and you need the right balance of bacteria in your gut for normal function. So what do bacteria do? They do a couple of really, really important things. One of the things that bacteria do is they conjugate vitamins. So if you were to look at the structure of a vitamin, the molecular structure, they have a very unique molecular structure, but often they are not in their ready form to do their function, right? Your body needs vitamins. See the next video for why we care about vitamins, but your body needs vitamins. Without vitamins, you can die. Most of our vitamins come from our environment, from our foods, from the sun, from other sources. But in some forms, these vitamins are not ready to be absorbed. Your bacteria in your gut will activate them. They do that by a process called chemical conjugation. They modify the molecule in such a way that your body can then use it. It's almost as though they were made for us. We need these bacteria to perform these functions, or else we're deficient in vitamins or other big problems. Now, in the Western world, it's common to either be deficient in bacteria or have overgrowths of bad bacteria. And we won't talk exactly about why one is bad versus another. The point is you need a healthy variety of diverse bacteria in your gut to have normal function. Probiotics are bacteria that you are ingesting and eating yourself. We put a very high quality probiotic in Che. So every dose of Che contains live bacteria probiotic that you take in. It replenishes that supply in your gut. And it's not just any bacteria. This is a special formulation that we got that has the most important bacteria that you need for normal gut function. The other important thing, lots of supplements have some probiotic, but probiotics are expensive. We put a clinical dose of probiotics in Che. It's not some measly little amount. It's a real clinical dose. We got that because reviewing the data on the effectiveness of probiotics, you can see this is the dose that was given to patients that had a positive effect. We took that dose and that's what we put in Che. So when you take a serving of Che, you're taking a clinical dose of probiotic. It's, I wish I could say you're going to take this and it's going to make you feel awesome. I don't really feel that. It maintains your normal function. There are some ingredients in Che that will maintain health. There are other ingredients like the caffeine and the taurine, which you will feel right away. Day one, you'll feel it. The probiotic health, you're going to feel that 15, 20, 30 days from now when you have a normal functioning, GI tract, when you're having normal bowel movements, when you're having, normal amounts of, those kinds of things. So the other part of this is prebiotic. Okay, so probiotic are the actual bacteria. Prebiotics are molecules that bacteria feed on. There are lots of kinds of prebiotics, fibers and different kinds of things. We include prebiotic fiber as part of Che so that not only do you get the probiotic bacteria, you're also feeding them. So you're feeding the bacteria that you just ate and you're feeding your gut's normal bacteria that's already been there. So one of the biggest problems we face with Western diets are people who develop hemorrhoids and other gastrointestinal issues. If you show up to your doctor with really bad hemorrhoids, the first thing they're going to do is tell you to supplement with fiber. You need fiber. Fiber is what the bacteria in your colon eat. Without fiber, they're starving and you have a whole host of problems. but you want healthy bacteria in your colon and your GI tract, and you want them to be healthy and fed. And that's what we provide. Prebiotics feed the bacteria, probiotics are the bacteria, and together you have a happy GI tract.